Hi guys, it's Anne here, and today's video is my Pan That Palette for 2020 project intro video. Now, the reason why this video is coming a little bit later than my 2020 project pan is because I wasn't sure if I was going to do this or not. I really struggled to do the Pan That Palette last year. I didn't really enjoy it. I think there are multiple reasons why, and hopefully I've kind of figured out those kinks and incorporated it into this project. So I am doing a Pan That palette as well as doing a bit of a palette roulette, kind of like how I did the nail polish palette roulette last year. So what you've been waiting for, the palette that I've decided to pick for my Pan That palette for 2020 is the NYX Ultimate Shadow palette in the Warm Neutrals shade. So this palette has 16 shadows in it, so it's got a lot of shadows, but they're fairly tiny. On the back it says they're 0.02 ounces each, or 0.83 grams each. So I'm still not sure if I will finish any of these, but I won't be surprised if by the end of the year I do hit pan on a couple of these lighter shades on the top. Definitely probably won't be hitting pan on any of these darker shades, like for example these two. I just know I won't, so I'm okay with that, and I know that. But I felt like this pan, or this palette, it will be a little easier for this project because it's got more mattes. It's a mix of mattes and I would say shimmer, satiny kind of colors, maybe slightly metallics. So I feel like there's a good balance in this palette. There's also like a lot of neutrals and some warm. So again, good balance. I'm wearing it on my eyes today. I'm wearing mostly these two shades down here and this shade right here. So I feel like if I'm going to hit pan, predicting right now it's going to be one of these two shades or maybe this shade first. I feel like this one's really, really soft, so I think I might hit pan on that pretty quickly. But I know I've been using this one already quite a bit. So yeah, I feel like I am comfortable in attempting to pan this palette. One of the reasons why I struggled with Pan That palette last year was I felt like I was neglecting other palettes. I really struggled with just focusing on one palette, and I ended up not focusing on it for a while because I was like, but I'm going to ignore all my other palettes. So what I decided to do was do a bit of a roulette. I have about 35 palettes, so I need to use about 3 or 4 a month to get through them all, but I'm not really concerned, like my nail polish project, to get through them all. I'm just going to pick maybe 2 to 3 per month in addition to the NYX palette just to play with for that month. And I'm also probably going to pick 1 or 2 single shadows as well. So the 2 singles I picked are my 2 ColourPop ones. This one is in stereo, and this is the birthday one for 2018 and Birthday Wish. This one is like totally smashed. This one is partially smashed. This one is probably one that I should declutter at the end of this year. It's getting really, really dry, so I'm not sure how much use I'm going to get out of stereo. But I do like the Birthday Wish one. It's definitely a bit glittery, so I don't like to use it a lot. But I want to, again, just continue using it and get use out of it because I know those do dry up, so I might as well use it while I can. I've also decided to pick out the CoverGirl True Naked Roses palette. This is just a little, 8-pan palette I've had for a long time. This might be one of like the first palettes that I've ever bought, and I just want to get more use out of it. This is one that I forget about a lot, so I want to make sure that I do use this a bit more. Now, I did just pick up the e.l.f. Rose Gold Nude palette. I should do like a swatch comparison to see how close they are, but they're pretty similar just by eyeballing it. It's like they're kind of the same color story, so I might as well use this one because it's older to me, and I just want to refamiliarize myself with this one. The second palette that I want to use is the Charlotte Tilbury Quad, and this is in the Dolce Vita shade. I got this in my lucky bag in 2019. It's not the best. It's okay, but it's not the best, so I tend to just not use it because I know it's not great, and I also find like I can't really use this quad. I feel like it's just, I don't like to use this quad in its own. So I feel like I might be able to pair this with the NYX palette a little bit better and see how that goes. The third palette I've picked is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, the original. And this is just my OG palette. I think this is the first palette I've ever bought, like real palette, grown-up palette. And I just want to use this. I tend to push it aside now because I have so many more new shiny things. But I know I like this palette. This one was almost a contender for the Pan That palette. However, I know these are super hard pressed, so I know that trying to hit pan is almost impossible on these, as well as it's one of those palettes that I don't really want to hit pan on. Like, I don't want to use it up because I want to keep it for as long as possible, which I know is unrealistic, but you know what I mean. And then lastly, I've just popped in 9 singles into this little Z palette. They're mostly ColourPop and Cliona shadows. I think the center one might be a NYX shadow. So yeah, I just thought these were nice. I kind of went with like a purpley. This feels like winter, maybe a bit fall, but I don't know. I just like these sort of deeper shades for winter time. So I thought that'd be a nice complement to the other palettes that I picked. For this project, I will be doing a monthly review because I'll do a review on the palettes that I picked, plus also an update on that Pan That palette. That was one thing that I did not do last year, and I think that also impeded my progress because I wasn't checking in regularly, so there was no motivation to like show nothing. Whereas now that I'm going to definitely try and do monthly updates so that I can show progress or lack of progress, and it'll keep me maybe more accountable to continue to try and make as much progress on my Pan That palette. Like the nail polish project, I will be introducing new palettes every month. I may carry a palette over or not, or some of the singles over or not, but I'll definitely be introducing new palettes every month for sure. And yeah, that's basically it. I hope you liked this video. If you did, feel free to give it a little thumbs up down below. I would love it if you haven't already. Please subscribe to my tiny little channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you have a fabulous day, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.